let's now move forward with the broad understanding of our role as an independent director or as nominee director. Apparently, we are there on the board of these companies because our organizations feel that not only we would be able to ensure that our organization's interests are taken care of by the entities whom we have assisted, at the same time with our expertise, experience, exposure, involvement, engagement with these companies, we are also able to help these companies perform better and thereby make a better contribution to the economy of the country. So from that perspective, we need to understand number one, what is purpose of every business. Now, given a choice, I would love to interact with every one of you if we were to be meeting offline. We have a limitation of the situation, but we have the advantage of technology, and therefore what I will do, I will keep on explaining all this as I move forward. बट अगर आपको कभी लगता है बीच में कि हाँ आपके पास में कोई सवाल है तो आप जरूर वो सवाल रेज कर सकते हैं एंड आई विल डेफिनेटली आंसर टू योर क्वेश्चन. So what is purpose of every business? Now at this juncture, friends, let me tell you, there are two sides of a business, and what those two sides are. Those two sides are, number one is the purpose of a business, and that is what we need to understand. First we will understand as to what the purpose of a business is, and then we will come to the second side of this coin called business. Now most people, when you ask this question as to what is purpose of a business, most people would respond that the purpose of a business is to make profit. But I would say that is completely wrong. And why I would say that is completely wrong? That is because if the purpose of a business was to make profit, we will not hear of a company called Google. Why? The founders of Google, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, started making profit within a couple of years of their operations. And they would have said, purpose of a business is to make profit. We have made profit. Purpose is achieved. Let us close the business. If the purpose of a business was to make profit, we would not hear of a group called ArcelorMittal. Why? The founder of ArcelorMittal, Mr. Lakshmivas Mittal, started making profit within first 1 or 2 years of his operations. He would have said the same thing. Purpose of a business is to make profit. I have made profit. Purpose is achieved. Let me close the business. And therefore, friends, I say that the purpose of a business is not to make profit. And why do I say that the purpose of a business is not to make profit? And that is because purpose, if you are in a business, you better make profit. If you are in business, you better make profit. So making profit in a business is non-negotiable. Making profit in business is not a matter of choice. Making profit in business is not a matter of an option. मेकिंग प्रॉफिट इन बिजनेस इज नॉन नेगोशिएबल. क्या मतलब है? मतलब ये है कि अगर आप बिजनेस में हैं तो आपको प्रॉफिट तो कमाना ही कमाना है, और अगर आप बिजनेस में हैं और अगर आप प्रॉफिट नहीं कमा रहे हैं, लीस्ट दैट यू कैन डू इज टू हैंड दैट बिजनेस ओवर टू समवन who can run it and make profit out of it. As a matter of fact, today, as we all know, there is a law in this country, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. Now what this law is nothing but if a company is not making profit, meaning thereby company is not paying to its suppliers on time, paying to its employees on time, paying to its lenders on time, then what these people can do, these people can take this company to the NCLT, and if the NCLT admits the application, then the management of this company is taken away from the existing promoters and it is given to somebody else. And that is what legally is happening today, कि अगर आप प्रॉफिट नहीं कमा रहे हैं तो आपको उस बिजनेस में रहने का हक नहीं है, and that business is taken away from you and given it to somebody else. We all are from the banking community, so I'm aware of all the examples that I would like to give to you. But one example that I can quote immediately, there used to be a company called SR Steel, and we know it today. SR Steel, what it was doing, it was not making profit. Meaning what? Meaning it was not paying to its lenders, creditors, suppliers, employees on time. As a result of this, the company was taken to NCLT, and now this company that earlier belonged to Ruiyas is no longer with Ruiyas. Now this SR Steel is known as ArcelorMittal Nippon Steel. So the purpose of a business is to not make profit, because profit तो बनाना ही बनाना है. Then what is the purpose of a business? Then the purpose of business is to create value. And how do you create value? You create value by converting resources into result and then result into resources. क्या मतलब है? I am sure we all have heard of Jamsetji Tata, Sri Jamsetji Tata, the founder of the Tata Group that we hear of today. So what Jamsetji did? Jamsetji had resources, and with those resources, he created a business. He created a world-class steel plant. His group created a world-class steel plant. So the first thing that you do is use your resources to convert it into result. यानी कि आपके पास में जो कैपिटल है, जो रिसोर्सेज हैं, उसका इस्तेमाल करके दुनिया का बढ़िया प्लांट बनाइए. और दैट मीन्स प्लांट बनाने के बाद फिर आप क्या करेंगे? देन यू स्टार्ट कन्वर्टिंग रिजल्ट इनटू रिसोर्सेज. क्या मतलब है इसका मतलब ये है कि आपने वर्ल्ड रिसोर्सेज को यूज करके रिजल्ट क्रिएट किया. रिजल्ट क्रिएट किया मतलब दुनिया का बड़ा फैक्ट्री बनाया, वर्ल्ड क्लास फैक्ट्री बनाया. अब इस फैक्ट्री से आप क्या करिए? यू कन्वर्ट दिस रिजल्ट इनटू रिसोर्सेज. दैट मीन्स यू जनरेट मोर capital, more cash, and keep on doing it. So this is how you create value. You create value. Number one, the purpose of a business is to create value. And how do you create value? You create value, number one, by converting resources into result, and then result into resources. Now a question that may come to your mind as to what is the meaning of value creation. What is the meaning of value creation? And let me tell you, friends, what is the meaning of value creation. The simplest definition that I can share with you of value creation is to make this world a better place to live today than what it was yesterday. And that is value creation. That is value creation. And today I am sure all of us are aware that this is the whole world is talking about. The whole world is talking about of triple bottom line. The world is talking about of global warming. The world is talking about 17 strategic development goals, sustainable development goals. The world is talking about circular economy. The world is talking about taking care of the planet. The world is talking about of the 3P profitability. And what is all that? That is nothing but value creation. Another question that can come to your mind is, create value for what? Create value for what? And I would say create value to strengthen economy of the nation so as to make a positive difference in everyone's life. And you create value for this purpose without causing irreparable damage to the planet. Without causing irreparable damage to the planet. Now this, friends, is a purpose of a business, and I'm sure all of you can very easily follow. This is what converting resources into result is. What it is nothing but growth. So when we are converting resources into result, यानी कि हम क्या कर रहे हैं? हम कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर कर रहे हैं. और हम कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर क्यों कर रहे हैं? बिकॉज हमको ग्रोथ अचीव करना है. And when you start converting result into resources, now what it is nothing but profit. So जब आप एक कंपनी को जब प्रोडक्शन कर रहे हैं, प्रोडक्शन को मार्केट में सेल कर रहे हैं, सेल करके पैसा कमा रहे हैं, so what are you achieving? You are achieving the profit. Now why you are doing it? You are doing all this because you want to strengthen the economy of the nation so as to make positive difference in the life of everyone. Now this is nothing but good corporate governance. So the simplest definition that I can share with anyone is this, that is working to strengthen economy of the nation so as to make a positive difference in the life of everyone. And that is what is good corporate governance is all about. So any business that is working for this, it is following the good corporate governance. And what is without causing irreparable damage to the planet? This is nothing but sustainability. This is nothing but sustainability. And what Jamsetji Tata, what he has done, what he has done by creating the Tata Empire, by laying the foundation of Tata Empire, what he has done the job of a leader. And friends, that is what is a leadership. Just in very brief, I would like to give you this background because as the nominee director, remember, we do not represent the only the institutions which have appointed as nominee on the boards of those companies. As an independent director, we don't represent small shareholders or a particular section of the society. As nominee director on the board of a company, as independent director on the board of a company, we represent the entire economy. We represent the entire economy. And that means what? That means we are there on the board of that company in a leadership role. In a leadership role, and that is what we need to perform. Just to give you a very quickly little background about the Tata Group. By the way, Jamshedji Tata thought in 1902 of three projects. What these three projects were? These three projects were, number one was the steel plant that we hear of today in Jamshedpur. The second was the power plant, and that is the Tata Power Company that we hear of today. And the third project was the Institute of Sciences in Bangalore that we hear of today, which is based in Bangalore. Friends, Jamshedji Tata thought of these three projects in 1902. In 1904, Jamshedji Tata passed away. But he inculcated the values, the love for the nation so strongly in all his successors that despite the fact that 1904 Jamshedji Tata passed away, the group kept on working on these three projects. In 1906, they found the land for setting up this steel plant that is known today as Jamshedpur. And in 1912, July 1912, first time Tatas produced steel in this country. क्या लगता है आपको? जमशेदजी टाटा ने जब ये तीन प्रोजेक्ट्स के बारे में सोचा, what was driving him? Was he driven by an urge to generate more wealth for himself? No. In 1902, Jamshedji Tata thought of these three projects because he realized with the advent of steam and power, the economies of America and Europe were progressing very rapidly. And Jamshedji Tata thought कि अगर इंडिया में, हिंदुस्तान में इसके बारे में कुछ नहीं किया गया तो हमारे देश की इकोनॉमी इतना पीछे रह जाएगी कि हमको रिकवर करने में 500 साल लगेंगे. And that is how Jamshedji Tata thought of these three projects. So what was driving him? It was not the urge to accumulate more wealth for himself. What was driving him is to strengthen economy of the nation so as to make positive difference in everyone's life without causing irreparable damage. And I'm sure, friends, you can very easily visualize अगर स्टील प्लांट ना डाला होता, अगर पावर प्लांट ना डाला होता और अगर इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ साइंसेस ना एस्टेब्लिश किया होता तो हाउ वुड हैव बीन द सिचुएशन ऑफ अ कंट्री लाइक अवर्स. So as leader on the board of different entities in the capacity of independent director or in the capacity of nominee director, this is what we need to understand, that the purpose of a business is to create value. That is the first side of the coin called business. And what is the second side of the coin? And the second side of the same coin, which is called as business, is the risk management. So meaning what? Meaning with our knowledge, experience, engagement, expertise, exposure, we need to get so much involved in the entities that we are representing our companies or representing others on the company. They do so well that number one, they are constantly create value, and number two, these entities take care of the risk management. And friends, I would like to mention to every one of you here, in my experience, what I have seen. Invariably, people are still quite aware of the value creation. तो बिजनेसेस हैं, वो वैल्यू क्रिएशन की उनको चिंता है, उसके बारे में वो काम करते हैं. But many a times I have seen people do not pay as much attention to risk management as they do to the value creation. As a result of that, many of the businesses are hit so badly by many risk factors that ultimately many of these businesses run into difficulty and most of them close down also. So that is, friends, what we need to remember. To sum it up, very simply speaking, as nominee director, as independent director, we have a role to play. And what that role is to be aware of the purpose of a business. I have just shared with you as to what the purpose of a business is. And we also need to be constantly aware of the other side of this coin called business, and that is the risk management. That means whenever I am participating in the board meeting of a company or in the committee meeting of a company, then not only I need to focus on the value creation, but I also need to interact with the management, with the CFO, company secretary, CEO, MD, and ask them as to what are the risks that the company is currently facing and what are the steps that we have taken to ensure that those risks are absolutely taken care of. So this is one topic that I thought I'll discuss with you. In case if you have any question on this, you can please go ahead and I'll take your question, and then I will move to the next topic, and that is how to measure business performance. So open to all of you.